The truth of the matter is, as recently as 3 months ago, or even 3 weeks ago, we as a country weren't really talking about the kinds of issues confronting communities like Springfield in Ohio, a town that's really important to me and to the country. And so what I do think we need more of is focusing on that actual substance. There are people struggling in that community, including not least of whom are even many people who are, I believe, used as political pawns, as migrants in this game. And so I think the more open debate we're able to have on the substance and the less we're able to fixate on airlifting some particular quote, the better off we're going to be in our discourse.
Well, do you think that this debate's been good for Springfield, Ohio, though? I mean, the schools have been closed. There have been bomb threats. Every day, denizens of the place, because of the focus, the national political focus on them, but when this is a group of legal migrants, these Haitians have come here legally. I mean, the Republican governor of Ohio has said as much and said they're taking jobs that businesses in that community needed to be filled.
Look, I went and met with many of those Haitian community leaders during that trip myself. I think it's important to get all perspectives. What I will say is this. I think this debate about immigration is in the long run going to be a good thing for the country. We can't sweep under the rug. In a town of 50,000 people, you had an influx of 20,000 Haitian migrants to a community that was unprepared to actually integrate them, migrants who were unprepared to integrate themselves. That's a tough conversation, but it's one that we actually need to be having in this country, and we weren't before. So one of the things I talk about in this book is how do we actually get to solutions on this issue? People skirt around this issue of legal immigration. I'll tell you what I told those Haitian migrants. It was a tough exchange, but one where we actually came out stronger for it. I said it's my view that if anybody enters this country, the United States generally should not admit somebody who's going to be a client of the welfare state, somebody who's going to be a recipient of government assistance. I don't think the U.S. policy should admit those immigrants, legally or not, into the United States of America. And in that exchange, the people on the other side, they thought about it, they said, you know what, that's a fair policy. That's constructive. And I think
well,
that
a lot of these migrants came for jobs,
policy.
right? I mean, people that are working in the manufacturing roles in the city of Springfield, which is why they're there, are not what you just described there.
Well, actually, I respectfully disagree. When you look at the rates of usage of welfare, Medicaid, et cetera, I think it's a reasonable immigration policy for the U.S. to set that if you're going to come to this country, we want people who are able to speak the English language that's broadly used in the United States and able to stand independently without relying on government assistance or the welfare state. That's the kind of debate we need to be having. If people believe that we should admit migrants who are going to be reliant on Medicaid or welfare, then they could represent that view. But we haven't been having that debate today. Those are the kinds of issues I explore in my book, focusing on the substance rather than in the mudslinging that we sometimes see in the media-driven, fueled, social media-fueled political discourse. We need to speak about stone-cold hard truths and have that debate, even when it's uncomfortable in the open,